I told you where I was at. I told you I had the film. Look, listen. You gotta go get that together. Look, what you need to do, go get in the mirror and talk to yourself, okay? Look, listen. I'm not gonna go through this with you right now. We keep going through this. You keep going through my, listen. Goodbye, I'm about to film. Alright, whatever. Yo, this is Kenyatta. This is The Secret to Ballin' Journey. And this is Relationship Trust Account. Make sure you check this chapter. Make sure you really take notes on this chapter, because the most important thing is self-trust. Don't let nobody else tell you anything different. The most important love is self-love. Check it out.
What kind of cable is this?
The regular kind? What?
No. So what you want to watch? Some action or some comedy?
Action.
Action. I knew it.
Let me see this remote. You ain't using this. Oh, wash my hair.
You find something?
Not yet.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, alright?
Okay. I'm gonna leave your phone turned down. There could be some skeezers or something on here. Let me see this.
Babe, you got a tissue?
Oh.
You what?
Well,
Why are you going through my stuff? Every time I walk out, you're going in my stuff. What are you looking for? If you don't trust me, then we're just wasting time.
No, what? You the one over here talking about you had to go pee. What is that roll of toilet paper for? Anyway, look, you over here sniggling and giggling. We were having our moment.
It's just some pictures of my nephew my sister sent. That's what you want to see so bad, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all right. I'm about to get up out of here, right? We got other things to worry about.
No, you don't have.
You need to do some thinking. So when you get your mind right, you just give me a call, all right? I'm out.
When it comes to trust is a banking term, as we all know, that it builds trust between individual account holders with the bank of choice. But the main thing that has to be done with the individual is that a person has to add to themselves, which are called in the banking world called deposits. They have to add deposits of certain rituals and certain understandings, certain education, research that takes place to bring one further into an understanding of themselves. Now, one of the main reasons there are so many problems in relationships in this day and age is that people are unaware of natural law. And natural law, when you understand natural law, what happens is it puts you in harmony with respecting each person's individual sovereignty and each person's rights. Like, you know, you see a lot of dudes out here playing, because I was once upon a time like really heavy in the game of cheating and doing all types of different things, because for me, I did not have an understanding of what it really meant to be a man or just be an individual, where both man and woman also possess masculine and feminine principles within themselves. So before I understood that, a lot of times I wasn't a liar, but a lot of times what I would do is I just wouldn't tell them anything unless they asked me. And if the way I look at it is, if you're withholding something from someone and you're not respecting their individual sovereignty enough to allow them to make an adequate decision for themselves, then that's a transgression to natural law. And any transgression of natural law will eventually cause harm to an individual, no matter who it is. So what we have to get into alignment with is understanding natural law and natural law's transgressions. All transgressions to natural law are forms of theft. You have someone murdering someone is a form of theft. You've taken that person's right to their own life. Physical harm to someone is a form of theft. You've taken someone's ability to live well within their own body, to feel comfortable and not feel pain or whatever it is from the harm you cause. Now, with murder and physical harm, the interesting thing is that, if you're trying to protect yourself or you're trying to protect your own life, let's say, you have the right to protect yourself by any means necessary. Meaning that if someone is causing physical harm, you have a right to get away from that person. If you can't get away, you have a right to also attack that person to get them away from you. You know what I'm saying? All that turn the other cheek stuff, that's not natural law. So when a person that rapes someone, that's a form of theft. You've taken that person's right to not have sex with you, make the decision if they want to have sex with someone or not. And of course, lying is a form of theft, especially in any tight-knit relationship, just lying, period. You want to get out of lying to each other. You always want to keep it real with whoever you're dealing with, the way I look at it. In the beginning of the relationship, a lot of times we show our representative and we don't really show our true self and our true nature, because we feel as if that person who we dealing with or who we're trying to get to know or who we're trying to crack is actually going to dislike us or may not deal with us. But in actuality, who you really are is always going to reveal itself later on down the line, no matter what. For myself, in some relationships I've had in the past, I've always showed my representative. I was always cool with who I was as a person, but say for instance in my 20s or when I was really in my player stage, I didn't allow a woman to make a decision if she wanted to be involved in the rotation I had going on. So I just wouldn't say anything, which is another form of lying, because I took away that person's right to make an adequate decision if they wanted to deal with me or not. So what I say to anyone, man or woman, because nowadays, women cheat just as much as men, and it might be a good balance of it out here now. But the main thing is you always want to enter a relationship in honesty, and if your relationship hasn't been honest and you haven't really felt the vibration of honesty in your relationship, you want to start with yourself by being more honest, really, revealing how you really feel about certain things, not being passive in the union. You definitely want to let people know how you feel. And, sometimes in a relationship, things change and you become a different person, after years of being with someone. And you may not like the color green no more. You know what I'm saying? And this person is continuing to give you things that are green and you accepting them without telling this person. You're taking away not only your right to have what you want, but you're also stopping someone from getting to know you better. When you're honest with people, that gives them the opportunity to get to know you better and see if they really want to fool with you or not. That's the way I look at it. The best way to increase value to me is first through education. Second, and which is the most important to me beyond education, is really becoming self-educated. Understanding and keeping it real with yourself. Your likes and dislikes have to be written down. You have to go over these things. You have to understand who you are in order to come into who you would like to be. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to lie to yourself. One of the worst transgressions to natural law is lying to yourself. And when I say natural law is, gravity is a natural law. Like you can't go against gravity. Gravity exists regardless if you believe in it or not. Electricity has laws. it's going to exist whether you believe it or not. Natural law does not need your belief to be natural law. Basically, anything that's under the lines of natural law. There's many types of natural laws. There's a law of polarity, there's a law of rhythm, there's a law of correspondence, there's a law of mental gender. And speaking of the law of mental gender, that's one of the most important research or pieces of education you can do for yourself as an individual coming into a relationship, is understand the faculties of the brain, consciousness, and that consciousness is masculine and subconscious is feminine. And the conscious mind impregnates the subconscious mind without resistance and gives birth to whatever you want on the plane of the manifestation. It manifests whatever it is you want, and you have to understand that. And that manifestation is whether negative or positive. You know what I'm saying? Like some things you may be conscious of or aware of that you really don't want to give birth to, but you're so conscious of it and you're so aware of, maybe your lack of money or your lack of, you may have a lack of health or whatever it may be going on with you, and subconscious mind does not reject what the conscious mind feels about it. It's the same principle what I tell a lot of dudes when they come in the shop, is that, how you present yourself to a woman is what she reflects back to you. You know what I'm saying? The man in the 5% teaches you that man is sun, woman is moon. The moon reflects the sun. You know what I'm saying? It gives back what you put out there towards it. You know what I'm saying? So the masculine principle within ourselves, the consciousness we take within the chamber of the mind, we have to be aware, and we have to always, check what we're thinking, check our thoughts, check our mood by checking our thoughts and how we feel.
What's up, Nell? I just seen DeAndre. Is everything okay?
No, everything is not okay. I keep messing up.
How? What did you do?
I keep getting caught going through DeAndre stuff. It's like I've never been in a relationship so perfect before. And guys just always cheat on me and lie to me, and I don't know, I start to feel like I'm like damaged goods or something.
Aw, Nell. What happened?
Well, first I got caught going through his closet.
What's up?
And then I got caught going through his glove compartment.
You find it?
Oh.
And then just now I got caught going through his phone.
Well, it's just like my mother told me. Your actions are interpreted by your thoughts. Come on, let's go get some ice cream or something. Come on.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I've never been one to do this, but I had a conversation just the other day with one of my clients, and he took his girl back after he caught her cheating, years ago. And my whole thing with that is that, that's cool and all, but what's your reason for doing it? And it seemed, when he was talking to me, it seemed like his reason was based around the fact that nobody else was available. Nobody else was around. And that's not where you want to live. You don't want to do things based around feeling sorry for yourself or the fact that nobody's in your life right now. Nobody being in your life right now can be the best thing that can happen to you, because it gives you an opportunity to add value to yourself. See, God speaks to you and through other people to you. He speaks through you. That energy is in you. Sometimes you have to sit still and learn more to become more. You have, like, a lot of people be jumping from relationship to relationship, or they be dealing with people because, oh, I know you already. No. Because what you're doing is you might be blocking the frequency that's coming towards you. And that frequency may be here next week, but you blocked it. But then the other question is, well, how will I know? How will I know? Keep continuing to add value to yourself and add so much love to yourself to where when a person get around you, they gonna think twice before hurting you. They gonna think twice before committing a transgression to you, because they be like, damn, I don't want to lose this person. This person is valuable right here. This person's strong right here. This person is real. This person's giving themselves enough love and attention. They taking the time with themselves. They're not hurting themselves. They're not abusing themselves. And it make them fall in line and not do the same. It make them not want to try to abuse you or try to get it off, because they know they can't. Because you try to get it off, you're going to lose me. I'm going to get away from you. That's just really what it's based around. It's based around value system. You know, my boy, I'm not going to say his name, but he got back, you know, they back dating. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was cool. But my question to him was, what's your reason? He was like, well, you know, he kind of was like, nothing going on right now, and ain't nobody in my life. I've been single, and that ain't good enough reason, brother. And you're going into it the wrong way, because they're going back into a sexual relationship without first building friendship. See, because he was away for a couple years, that means you have to get to know each other all over again. And this time, don't show your representative if you get back with somebody. Keep it real. Allow them to know the truth. But a lot of times we're passive. We don't tell people how we feel. We don't want to share that. We don't want to expose people to really how we feel, because we're afraid of losing the person. But in actuality, you're going to lose the person anyway, because it's going to seep out. It's going to come out one way or another. It's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come out one way or another. If you're a person that feels like, you know, you want a loyal, great relationship, great relationships start with yourself. And it sounds so cliche that I'm saying this, but it's the truth. If you continue to look for love outside yourself, you're going to continue to be disappointed. Just keeping it real with you. You continue to look for love outside yourself, you're going to continue to be disappointed. Because no one was here put on earth just solely for your own journey and your own mission. We're all individual pieces of God. We're little God, basically. You're little God out there. Every individual you see is little God, little G, connected to the big God. We're all pieces of the same source of energy. Stop looking for love and loyalty outside of yourself and continue to be loyal to yourself, loyal to your path. Because what happens is, as you move along in your journey, you're going to meet the people you need to meet. You're going to network with the right people. The real social network is within yourself. It's not outside of yourself on Instagram and Facebook. That's small in God's universe when you understand natural law. That's baby stuff. That's infancy. The real network is you. Once you begin to tune in and tap into your own frequency and what's within you and how you connect with people, what you'll learn is that the more you build yourself up, the more friendships you'll build. Because people want to be around you. People want to be your friend because you're valuable. They want to get to know you because they want to know what you know. They want to learn what you learn about. Damn, well, how did you come up and become such a wonderful person out here in the world where it's all these types of different people doing all this negativity and all these different things? How did you stay on your path in the midst of that? And then you'll be able to share that with them. But people don't really do things based on what you share with them, really. They do things based around, more than anything else, the actions they see. If they see certain things, people learn more from what they see than what they hear. Same when we were little children. Your parent is a drug addict. Say your parent's a drug addict, and you telling, and the drug addict daddy or mama is saying, don't use drugs. The kid is seeing you use drugs. You don't want to be drinking alcohol. You don't want to do it. They go off of what they see. And sometimes what they see, they don't want to repeat the same thing. That's why they don't do it when they become older. They don't mean that because my parent was a drug addict and I seen him, that I'm going to be one. I just didn't like the way, like for me, I don't drink or smoke. Keeping it real with you. But I don't have no problem with nobody that does drink or smoke. Never have. They call me the cranberry juice dude when I used to go out with my boys. And I'm all right with that. They can get what they want. I get what I want. You know what I'm saying? But I never really liked the way people look when they drunk. That's why I didn't really drink. Just keeping it real. I didn't like the way people looked and acted when they was high. You know what I'm saying? I just like to be aware of my surroundings at all times. That's just me. Everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? And it's all respect on whatever a person chooses to do. But for me, I just like to be aware of my surroundings and know what's going on. You know, I feel like drugs and alcohol, it separates you from the source within. You know what I'm saying? The real source is God. And so when you run to those things, what happens is you continue to divide yourself from the source of energy that really makes you you and makes you unique. But in a nutshell, or just really, to me, real loyalty is self-loyalty. Real trust is self-trust. You know, you have to educate yourself, continue to educate yourself, continue to add to yourself to increase your value. When you're valuable, people will think twice before they play you. If you ain't valuable to them, it don't matter anyway, because you don't want to be around somebody that don't value you. You don't want to be around somebody that don't value you anyway. If you don't value me, I don't want to be around you. If you feel like anybody can come along with some money or whatever they got can take you away from me, then they can have you. That's my philosophy. They can have you. If they can get you, they can have you. That means that I wasn't valuable to you. That doesn't mean anything to me, though. That doesn't make me feel like I'm less of a person because someone else took you away from me. And don't you allow that to make you feel less of a person. Don't allow that to make you feel like less of a person. Let that be a blessing to you from what you saw and say, oh, God was taking that person away from you, removing them out of your life because it's going to be somebody that come along that may value you, that will value you. But the most important thing is to continue valuing yourself. Don't be looking for value outside of yourself. Continue to value yourself. But value yourself so much to where a person get around you and they're just adding to what you already have. They're not completing you. They just adding to it. Oh, you think I'm cute? Okay, in your mind, fall in love with yourself, but not to the point where you become a narcissist, where you don't see anything outside of yourself. Don't be selfish with it. I'm talking about real, true love for yourself, where you understand the God within. Then you can spread that good energy to all the people that come around you, that come down your path. But for my boy, I feel like what I said to him, hopefully he took it right and he's taking a look at it before he continues to repeat the same thing he repeated before. You know what I'm saying? Getting with her, you know what I'm saying? Hitting it, going sexually, without building friendship, without getting to know each other. Truly getting to know each other. Because that relationship started off like that, and also he's going back into the relationship again the same way, and you don't want to do that. Because that that always falls apart eventually. Because what about when that stops? The way I get you is the way I gotta keep you. So if I get you based on friendship, that's easier than trying to impress somebody with material items or material things. If I get you based on sex, I gotta keep having sex with you the same way. I gotta keep hitting that like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So you want to base your relationships on getting with people based on friendship, getting to know each other, being honest, not showing your representative, showing who you really are, to build a great foundation to build upon. Because that's the foundation of any relationship, is friendship.
Everyone's not built for greatness. Countless sacrifice, long nights, and very little praises. It's so amazing just to think of what it takes to keep focused in a time that feels hopeless. I give thanks for the perseverance and drive to always live golden. Got a tight grip on life, can never stop holding, shaping and molding the blueprint for the next generation to start scoping the newness. I'm not just talking music, I'm speaking on life on a whole. You can walk with falsehoods, but you can't lie to your soul. The inner is the realest part. I use it to channel my art, so everything that I'm saying is straight from the heart. Be a visionary, take charge of how it unfolds. Dynamic thoughts embedded in these written scrolls. The journey has been a great deal. Busy is good, just don't get too busy to accomplish something for real. So many ups and downs, lots of obstacles. Just keep your eyes on the prize and hold your head high. We keep holding on. We keep holding on. What you think could really happen, keep your mind lifted. I keep my thoughts on greatness when I design mystics. We keep holding on. We keep holding on. Yes, seek inward, the power within. Negative vibes get devoured intense. We deal with joy and zest. Achievement and success, thinking upward. Embracing the feeling of winning. Yes, I love it, dug it. Create mentally to manifest reality. Minus the pessimism. Yup, he was blessed with wisdom. Awaken to discover the mission. All things are possible, I hope the people are listening. Sorry if y'all missed it, cause nowadays these gems are hard to come by. So many take these blessings for granted, others just waste time. Self-mastery is part of my faculty. Without the knowledge, who knows what these raps will be? Heavy mental. So essential to deliver these bars. Aim for the sky, cause if y'all miss, you're still with the stars. Yup. So essential to deliver these bars. Aim for the sky, cause if